welcome to episode 319 of See You Next Wednesday, a pop culture and film podcast where a single die roll decides what movies we have to see. This episode drops on October 11th, 2018, late night. My name is Dan Gorman, and over here is our crowning achievement in amusement technology, an electronic version of what you call table tennis.
My name's Greg LeGros, and I don't know why more kids aren't named Death is Sweeter Than Life. Fine boy you have here.
And my name's Jamie Dew. Knock, knock. Who's there? Eric Estrada. Eric Estrada who? Eric Estrada from Chips.
We have lots of stuff to talk about this week. Casey is out for the week, and Jamie filling in. Awesome.
Yeah. Hi, Jamie Dew.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah. You guys have a podcast together.
Yeah.
So we should plug that.
Okay. We sure.
Right off the top.
Let's plug it right off the top.
Yeah.
Hey, kids. I mentioned it on the show before.
Yes.
But yeah, we do Fully and Completely Tragically Hip podcast where we go through all of the albums in chronological order. Am I doing the thing?
Yeah, you are.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Give it a listen.
Yeah.
We've added all of Gord's solo albums.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
me
I think
too.
We're like
that was
10
a good
episodes
move.
or so far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sweet.
We're about at the halfway mark, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sad.
It is sad. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, sadness. And I feel like it's going to get sadder.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
it's really going to
sad.
get sad at the end.
I do like that. I saw some people on the Facebook group saying like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you guys liked the one that you did in Violet Light," because I do think that they're a band that have a really interesting career. I'm not a huge fan, but you've played me stuff on this show. Like you gave us one of the later albums, and it was really cool and interesting. And I feel like they're a band that a lot of people kind of like didn't fall off of, but I feel like they do have stuff in the late career where like it's actually not as talked about as much as
but it's like remarkably good. The second half of their career that wasn't super popular was fucking dynamite. They didn't like, well, let's just phone it in and do some blues riffs garbage going on.
I am absolutely discovering that. Yes. I'm one of those people that sort of fell out.
Yeah,
they were still trying real hard. Really putting something into it. It's great. But not in a gross, like, U2 trying hard way.
Oh, God. That's the worst.
Don't try like that.
No.
Anyway. But,
check it out fully and completely.
Yeah, man.
With Greg and Jamie.
It's on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's on Spotify.
Totally. So you could listen. And
See
then
Next Wednesday is on Spotify.
Yeah, we're on
That's right.
Spotify too. Yeah.
It's a segue.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Check us out there. Facebook and Twitter at SYNWPC. And tell all your friends about us in real life.
Realizing podcasts are on Spotify was a game changer for me. It was great.
Yeah.
Like the app I use is fine, but it's just so much easier.
Yeah, when you're in there already.
I'm just like, because I'm always in there with anyway. So,
yeah.
It's nice. Just queue them up. I'm like, oh, right, this is here.
Yeah.
It's good.
Sweet.
Good.
So news and things that we've been watching. I wrote down some news. And I'm going to open it up and look at it right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been off for a little while, but there's lots of new news. I wrote down that there was a trailer that came out today, the Pet Sematary trailer.
Oh, I didn't get a chance.
Did you guys see that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I hear it looks great, though.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the directors of Starry Eyes, which Greg and I have talked about on the show a couple times.
Yeah, good movie.
Really good movie.
Yeah.
This looks great, and I really want to see it. I don't know really what else to say. I really like that John Lithgow's in this as Judd.
Yeah.
What a great cast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the first movie, you remake this one because that first movie's not good. It's not a good movie.
I like it, but it's
fine.
It's got some amazing things in it.
It does have some moments.
Yeah.
As far as trashy, or lower tier Stephen King movies go, it's not bad.
Yeah. There's some genuinely frightening stuff in that movie. I feel like the worst thing about that movie is the cast is just like solid. Like some of the mains are like they're just kind of like, all right. Mm-hmm. Like if there were some more heavy hitters in it, maybe it would feel a little bit more well remembered.
Yeah, but that is a problem.
Yeah,
and I was disappointed with it ultimately for years. Like I it took a long time before I could just appreciate it as like a mid-grade okay horror movie because Pet Sematary was the first Stephen King novel I read, and it scared the fucking shit out of me, and it turned me into a Stephen King junkie, and then I immediately devoured everything I could find. So I found out there was gonna be a movie. I was like, yeah, that book was terrifying. I saw the movie. I'm like, whatever, you fucking idiots.
I could do better.
So is this what's going to happen now? Like, is everything going to get remade and done like with more prestige? Is that the idea?
So. Yeah, I guess so. Because this is they're like treating this like a real property.
It looks very obviously true to the source material. It looks very reminiscent of the first film. I would say it does kind of carry over. The Starry Eyes directors have that kind of sort of it's not outwardly colorful, it's very drab looking, and Starry Eyes kind of had a little bit of that. It was kind of grimy, so it brings that over. And the only thing about the trailer that I wasn't 100% sold on is there was a lot of shots of like kids roaming around the cemetery wearing like weird like wooden masks and stuff, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, that just looks like a little bit like a modern scare twist. Like it just looked like something that was not what I expected, but it's otherwise looks really good. Either.
Yeah. Wooden masks. My God.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It looks really good. I'm on
when does it come out?
I'm not sure.
Is it this year though?
It's soon. Yeah.
It should be before Halloween if they know what they're doing.
So. But that's late for a trailer then.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's not until April.
Oh, next year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
April.
Yeah, April 5th.
Okay, I guess they want that summer.
Yeah.
Early summer.
That's
Fair
weird,
enough.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, they don't want to compete with Halloween and
yeah, it's true.
all the nothing else that's coming out for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also the big news I wrote down was about James Gunn.
Yeah. That's bananas.
James Gunn wanting to, or maybe being attached to a Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, and I hear they're giving him clean slate. Like he can. If they're like, if you want to just throw the baby out with the bathwater and start over, you fucking go ahead, buddy. You do what you want.
Can you imagine if they didn't?
Yeah, he just keeps everybody.
Okay, I'm
sure. I bet like the only thing is like we'd like to keep Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
but everything else. We don't give a fuck.
Will Smith, maybe.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be there.
Sure.
So like a character no one's ever heard of. No one cares. I mean, I've heard of him, but I don't care for him. He's not a thing. No one cares.
Yeah.
That's not like
fine.
He's fine. Exactly is what he is. Fine.
So I'm a wrestling guy, and I was on my wrestling website yesterday, and they actually had something from Dave Bautista talking about how he's already basically said he wants to be part of this.
He wants to be a part
if Gunn's part of it, he's so on board with Gunn.
Yeah.
He wants to be part of it.
This is
well,
one
maybe
of those...
we'll get a correct Bane now.
Yeah.
Why not?
This news was one of those kind of weird scenarios where my initial reaction was like, oh, I don't want him to go do a Suicide Squad movie. Really? Like, I like what he is doing, and it didn't excite me. But then when it was like he wants to jump on and maybe he'll be able to like do something interesting and they'll give him sort of like free reign, then the more I started thinking about it, the more I thought like, oh, this could be good. Because at first I was like, oh, this is great for DC, but not really for Gunn, because I don't really want him stuck because they've been fucking everything up. Like, I don't want him over there. But then it does kind of seem like maybe they'll give him.
They're free to start over now.
Yeah.
Superman's gone. Batman's gone. They are starting over.
Yeah. So
they need just get the cartoon people to take over like their universe.
Yeah, they've got that down. DC animated, it's great.
It really is
really good.
I love all those movies.
There's a
so
newish one, isn't there? I keep seeing stuff for like Batman animated movies. I'm like, they make a lot of those.
They do.
Yeah.
And they're all quite good. The only one that I really didn't care for was Killing Joke.
Yeah, I heard that wasn't great.
Yeah, I see. I didn't mind it, but you probably were.
They added all of this stuff that wasn't in it with like Batman banging Batgirl, banging Barbara Gordon, which is weird because he's like buddies with Commissioner Gordon. It's
sort of weird, yeah.
Sorry, I banged your daughter. Yeah. I'm a bat. And then he's cold and like a dick about it. And like, I don't. What are we doing here? This isn't adding anything to the story, because if you know the story, it doesn't end very well.
Yeah.
For Barbara, it's a rough. Anyway, it's stupid. Almost as stupid as drawing Batman's dick in a comic.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about this?
What?
I heard rumblings of this.
Yeah. DC released their new like mature line of comics for the adult reader.
Dicks.
And apparently that's what they want. In the first issue of Batman Damned, I believe the title is, Batman comes home from Batmaning and strips out of his bat suit.
Yeah.
And there's his dick.
That is...
It's like in shadow, but it's like someone. But it's almost worse that they drew. Like it's like a front shot of him, front naked, but deep shadow. But then there's like a shimmer of light just catching like the Vader helmet and like.
Don't
Why
say
did
that.
you draw his dick? Why?
Yeah.
Who was like, does Batman have a dick? I need to know. Show me his dick. How big is it? Which side does it swing to? Hard to the right.
Well, I'll be Googling something tonight for sure.
Yeah, check it out. It's fucking bananas. Now they're backing hard on it. It's been, I gotta stop saying hard.
And bananas.
It's been removed from all digital versions of this and all future print versions. It's going to be gone. So if you got that bat dick, it's going to be worth money later. Yeah, get your bat dick now. But that's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Wow. Yeah. Who was asking for that? And has somebody,
more
has
than two
drawn up
people
the
had to
DC?
be like, yeah, get it out there.
Yeah.
You know, I've had to
Either
go through
that
like a lot of hands.
or they were really trying to be like, it's the adult line, so like if he's naked, we might as well just like draw it as if he was naked, and then didn't think like we don't need to. We also don't have to do that.
That's right. Because then they had to reverse engineer the scenario where they're like, all right, so how are we going to do this?
Yeah, and it's not like,
is this supposed to be like a
like...
Dennis Franz thing? You know,
Yeah.
like look at his butt.
And blue.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, I can't imagine anybody, whoever was like the spearheading of the DC dark stuff, adult. I can't think of what it's called, the division. Like, I can't imagine. He's like, okay, you guys got the first Batman? Yeah, we're ready. Is it darker stories, psychological, mature themes? Well, what is it? We put his dick in there?
Dick is in the shadows.
Yeah. We drew a dick on Batman? Is that what you want? Yeah, I guess so. Fine. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Batman's dick. It's in a comic.
Yeah.
But yeah, James Gunn, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That could
work.
Seriously be something. I mean, and it's hilarious that they got him because it was Guardians of the Galaxy that made them go,
Yeah.
we got to get this thing together. Oops, now we have to make it funny.
Yeah.
Whoops, we didn't.
Yeah.
And here's now the guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, he can write it. He can do whatever he wants. It's like balls in his court,
Totally.
which could be
See what happens.
really something.
Yeah.
This could be their game changer.
Yeah. They've been looking for one.
Yeah.
Sure
And I
have.
feel like James Wan's Aquaman won't be it. So
Gotta say, I like that trailer.
Did you see that 5-minute trailer?
No, I didn't see that.
That
That's too
is
long for me.
nuts. There's a new one that's like
Yeah.
5 minutes long.
I saw something before a movie and it was like, yeah, it's the kind of trailer that made me go, that doesn't look great, but like I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Which I
watch
didn't
it.
expect to feel like that about this Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing these last few movies.
Did you
like
see
it-
the suit?
yeah.
Did you see him in the suit though?
And the orange one?
Yeah.
Did you do the orange and green?
So that's
Oh.
where the 5-minute trailer sort of builds to this
Oh, really?
moment. Yeah.
Interesting.
Any good?
Yeah. It looks kind of cool because there he is. He's fucking Aquaman all of
Yeah.
a
It's
sudden.
about
He's
time.
not-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he going to bleach his hair? And
Ride
Yeah,
a
I
seahorse.
mean,
I hope so.
It's the kind of movie where I will watch it and like I'm hoping for that was really dumb, but I was entertained or whatever.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure was a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Too much, if you ask me.
Wonder Woman, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig, the villain there, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess they've got that going
That
for
is
them.
cool.
Yeah.
They have
Wonder-
that.
the Woman-
yeah.
Wonder Woman
So like
franchise
you've
is
got the
dynamite.
like
A
you know
couple things that could be.
reroute your whole franchise, center it on Wonder Woman, have a wild card fucking work like Suicide Squad. They've got Shazam, which might be a thing.
Yeah.
In the coming out
That
there
looks
too.
like it's good. I think that actually
I like
has
that
me really
trailer.
excited. Yeah.
I
Totally.
used to love that cartoon.
Yeah, man. And then you have the open ability to recast and reinsert Batman and Superman whenever you need to.
Once you've got
Yeah.
the world under control, bam,
Yeah.
you introduce your two.
Then you bring in
Two
the
biggest
big heavy
characters?
hitters, right?
They should hire us.
Yeah, but suddenly it could like,
work.
Right is like, well, I don't know. I mean, Marvel's doing fine.
Yeah.
And their next phase looks great. Really exciting characters, like super fucking cool.
Does that count as news though? That what's his name? Chris. What's his name? Said that that's it for him as Captain America.
No, that's kind of like once again reiterating my contract's
Oh, okay.
up. And I'm
Yeah.
buying.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we all know.
That's one of those things that I feel like needs to happen more in the world of superhero movies. Is I want more movies where characters are played by like whoever. I want it more like Bond movies. Like the idea of that of even like that new Spider-Man movie just being like the other dimension Spider-Man over here. I like that. And I like the idea of why don't they do an X-Men movie? I feel like Matthew Price used to say this a lot on Mammo, like do an X-Men movie with like the other ones that no one has seen in movies before. Like there's so many people that have been X-Men in the comics, like, you know, or if somebody decides they don't want to be Spider-Man anymore, and then just make another movie with a different person. I don't care. The continuity goes through. It's the character. Like,
you don't have to reboot it every fucking
comic
time.
Books.
No more origin stories, for the love of God.
Just start a new version of it with a new person.
Speaking of that Spider-Man trailer,
that looks
Into the Spider-Verse,
unbelievable. Did you see
Spider-Ham?
No,
the
I don't
animated Spider-Man movie?
I saw the very first trailer for it, but
you got to see the second
the
trailer.
new trailer is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
You certainly can't.
It looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
The animation is unbelievable how cool it looks.
It looks like a crazy, fun, unbelievable.
And who made it? It's big names that made it, right?
I don't know if it is. I think it's people that are from the world of animation. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was.
No, it is. Somebody...
They probably made other stuff, right? I'll get it up here.
Is it not Lord Miller?
It is Lord Miller, isn't it?
I think it's Lord Miller.
Really?
I think so. Like, I don't know that.
See.
You know, I don't think they drew it.
Attached to it. I don't know. They didn't draw it. But really interesting voice acting going on.
There is 3 directors: Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman.
Who wrote it?
And they did some writing work on 22 Jump Street, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, producer.
From some people aligned with other people you are aware of.
Animation department on like Puss in Boots, people that worked on Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Like, so I feel like it's people that have been working in the animation world for a long time.
I don't know why I got that mixed up thinking that it was.
Oh yeah, written by Phil Lord.
Okay.
Yeah. So there.
Yeah. So they were involved. He was involved in this. Yeah.
Anyway,
it looks really.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool that Spider-Ham is in it.
Yeah,
that's so fun.
And voiced by John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's,
amazing.
The trailer, that moment in the trailer is amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
Bastards, I want to see this thing.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah. And the thing about the animation that's so cool is they're doing this like this frame rate thing where a lot of the characters have that kind of sort of stop motion-y look, but then the backgrounds can change from scene to scene. So like some of it's kind of like more neon comic booky, and then other ones are a little bit more like pseudo realistic, and it really works.
Yeah,
because it can just go in any direction depending on what kind of scene is happening. It's super comic booky, super beautiful looking. It just looks like they're really pulling off an amazing visual thing. Yeah.
Oh, I can't
Pretty
wait.
Good. Oh yeah,
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Speaking of, I was going to say speaking of Mulaney, but is there any other news on anyone's mind?
No.
Okay. Well, speaking of Mulaney,
yes,
I watched all of season 2 of Big Mouth.
Oh, wow.
I still haven't finished season 1. I liked what I saw.
I'm 3 episodes into season 1.
I'm about there, yeah.
I really enjoyed season 1 and kind of forgot about it until this new season just dropped, and then Emma and I sort of just like totally went through it in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
It's so easy, just half hour.
Yeah.
And I still really, really like it. And I was thinking about it last night because some of it is so vulgar that it gets to the point where I'm like, all right, you thought up something so disgusting. Okay, like it's some of it is almost like too much for me. But what I love that they're doing is that they are pulling off that really, really hard thing, which is where you can be super vulgar, but then the stuff that they're talking about and the topics that they're tackling, they're always landing on their feet with like their sort of issue like episodes. So like I was just thinking about it last night, like on the one hand, I was like, wow, this is so vulgar, so like mind-blowingly vulgar that like if someone was just to like some kid was to stumble upon it, I don't know what I would think. Like, but then I thought, but it's also kind of brilliant to have this extremely vulgar show and have like the idea that it's almost forbidden. Like if I can imagine there are kids that have access to Netflix that are like, we're not supposed to watch this, but like we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And then they get an episode about like a whole episode about Planned Parenthood and how like it's not a place that is just does abortions. It's about all this other stuff, and it's like they've snuck attack this like really, really great, positive, a reinforcement. It's like you're sneaking it into these like stories that are so vulgar and hilarious, and I feel like it's overall just such a nice, like, I don't know, like, show that is doing good while also being disgustingly hilarious in a weird way.
Like, sort of taking the torch from, like, South Park has become, it's almost like too much now. Not from a vulgarity standpoint, but like we've seen everything, and they're really good at covering things.
And it was like funny, and they always had like interesting ways to take places, like with the Scientology and being like, this is actually what it is. And I didn't know much until I saw their takedown on it. But it did always kind of feel like it was still just mostly like a crazy, offensive, hilarious, we'll tackle anybody, kind of comedy. And I feel like here there's a lot of like in the second season, there's this whole thing with like the shame monster and how he's like making everybody feel really bad about the things they're doing, when it's actually like a totally normal thing to be like a dumb, horny kid. And it's like sneak attacking this like really supportive, like, it's cool to be you. Like, don't worry about it. You're a kid. That's
so great.
And it's like at the same time just being like so overly disgusting and hilarious.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's the stuff that I laughed out loud at, I laughed so hard at. And I just like overall came away from it like, what a great like balancing act that they've done. Like the episode on Planned Parenthood is like really good, and there's a whole bunch of other episodes. Sometimes there's episodes where I'm like, not as good, but overall I'm a fan.
Sweet.
Definitely. Yeah.
I'll definitely be watching that.
So many voice actors in it too. Everybody's in that. So yeah, Big Mouth 2, thumbs up for me.
Nice.
What about you guys? What have you watched?
Well, I think we can both probably talk about the same thing. Plowed through Better Call Saul.
Are you caught up?
Yeah, all caught up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Really? So good.
On now.
Yeah.
Come on.
God, what can you say other than just, the writing is out of this world again this season. These characters now that we didn't think.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I'm thinking of Dan because
I know, because he's never even seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and you've got this character that was a tertiary character that I care about so much now.
Yeah.
And then there are these web of characters that flow out from him, like Kim Wexler.
Oh my God,
actress is dynamite,
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
And
Rhea Seehorn, unreal.
That's her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mike Ehrmantraut, good God.
Good Lord.
What he goes through in season 4, his arc in season 4 is nothing short of devastating.
Yeah. One of the greatest television characters ever created.
I think
He's
must
just
be, right?
fucking fascinating.
Can we say one thing? That bubblegum trick that he does is so cool.
So good.
What's the bubblegum trick?
No, I can't tell you, buddy.
Okay.
No, it's not. And I'm just.
Is that because he hasn't watched Breaking Bad? You can't tell him?
No, because it's no spoilers.
All right, no spoilers.
Yeah, because it's cool. Like
Fair
seeing
enough.
it is like wicked. Because you're like, what's he doing? What is he doing? And that guy that he was doing it to, I quite like that actor, Lalo. Oh man,
What did he come in like 3 episodes in, and all of a sudden he's just like stealing the show?
Yeah, and he's just enormous because he does a thing that is so hard to pull off. That friendly menace.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a tricky thing. People do so horribly in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
where it's like really engaging and friendly, but like I might kill you right now.
Yeah,
but I'll
Yeah,
smile.
he's got I kill you eyes for
man,
sure.
that guy is fucking awesome.
Yeah, where'd he come from?
I don't know, but it's just like it continues because Breaking Bad was so good at it too. Like every performance, every character that showed up was fucking dynamite and so well thought out, so well written and directed that like if you're a halfway amazing actor, which is all they got were amazing actors for that show, it shines so much and everyone's so distinct. And Better Call Saul is the same thing. And we're getting these characters that we already liked a lot, but seeing so much more of them, and not like a dumb origin story way. Like it's totally different.
Yes.
I don't know how they're pulling this off.
No,
it's so
I don't
stupid.
know.
And it's again, I'm watching this going like, is this better than Breaking Bad? Are you fucking kidding me? Is it?
Definitely season 3. Definitely season 3. I had that feeling a lot. Season 4, I didn't have that feeling quite as much. I didn't quite have the same tension builds that Breaking Bad was really great at.
But then
there are a couple
the final
parts.
episode though, where it's just like what an emotional roller coaster,
Absolutely.
and just a fucking
there are so many things that are just so
right
well
at the
done,
end.
and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a beautiful show.
They don't fuck around with anything. I listened to the podcast, and they really don't leave a stone unturned. They love what they do.
Yeah.
And remind me to show you afterwards. There's a picture of the board from the last episode.
Oh.
What it looks like, the cue card board. And it's like, it's so far out. Just how detailed these motherfuckers are.
Yeah.
They just, nothing is left.
Is it a podcast
chance.
like by the people behind the scenes kind of thing?
Yeah, so it's Vince Gilligan and it's
cool.
the two creators, Gilligan and I learned one thing that's really cool, and I think your audience might think this is cool. Did you know that if you are the writer on a show, so you're staff of 10, and you happen to write an episode that introduces a character, you are an executive producer on every show that character ever shows up on again.
Really?
So that's part of the reason why I can't think of his name. Peter Gould he's creator of Better Call Saul because he gets to do that. But anytime they introduce a character that comes back, they get
interesting
points on that or whatever,
cool.
however that works. Yeah, nice. Very neat. Yeah.
Yeah, but what a show. What a treat.
Really good.
How fortunate.
I just don't know.
I feel so fortunate watching it. Like what a wonderful
why
thing
10
I've been
episodes? So why not 52?
Oh, but it's because it's perfect. And Breaking Bad was good like that too. Like not too much.
I don't want to wait a year for this.
They just nail like every episode is like nailed. Like there wasn't an episode of Breaking Bad where I was like, that wasn't good.
You're right.
It was like always of a quality, and it's the same thing because they don't they don't try and be like, let's make it 27 episodes, stretch this thing out and thin the story. Like it's just
I don't remember the end of season.
Nothing but hits, man. Nothing but hits.
The end of season 2, but I do remember the end of season 3, and it doesn't qualify for what I'm about to say. So you might remember season 2, but the end of season 1 and the end of season 4, if you wanted to, you could stop at the end of season. You'd be stupid.
Sure.
But you could stop at the end of season 1, and it does exactly what it needs to do to set you up for Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I really felt that way at the end of season 4 as well. Like, there are a couple dangling threads, but really great job of just so here you go. This is in case we don't get picked up or whatever. The world ends, and we're all left.
It's a satisfying, and you see an arc happening.
Yes,
but it's not about that because it's not like how do we get from here to Breaking Bad?
That's right.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so good. Fuck me, so good.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else have you been watching, Dan?
Dan.
Well, I've been watching a lot of horror movies. Yes. My goal this year is instead of just October, I'm just doing in the fall. I've started as of September to just watch as many horror movies as I can. So I want a movie. I want at the end to have watched as many movies as there are days in both of those months, plus one for fun. Right. So that's 62.
Holy shit.
Because
you
I'm
don't
an
fuck
idiot.
around.
And so far, I've watched almost 50.
Wow, you're
blowing through.
Yeah,
because I don't watch them every day. It'll be like, I'll watch one night, and then a couple nights later, I'll watch like 2, and then on the weekend, I'll do 2 or something. So trying to think which ones to bring up. I know that Casey revisited Invaders from Mars. From 86 by Tobe Hooper.
Yeah.
And wasn't super big on it. And I revisited it, and it's fine. It's fun. It's okay. Got amazing effects.
It's got some stuff that is great in it, but also some not great.
Yeah, and I did a Dan O'Bannon night, so we did Return of the Living Dead as well, because Emma had never seen it.
Oh, wow.
And the funny thing about watching that movie, it had been probably about 5 or 6 or 7 years since I saw it last, is when you watch a lot of garbage like I do, and then you like revisit something like Return of the Living Dead, you're just like, God damn, this is the best. Like, what an amazing movie.
One of the best movies ever.
Is that the one that came out in the mid-'80s?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Everything about it works.
Yeah.
It has every single thing
such
works.
A good pace.
Yeah.
Such a good escalation of the way that the events unfold.
Oh, my God.
The humor
Chemistry
is hilarious.
with cast.
Yeah. Such a good cast. So funny. And also like freaky and weird and really effective. Yeah, I love that movie. I just cannot say enough good about that movie.
Plus, the cover of the VHS was like
it's
skeletons with mohawks.
Dynamite.
That was amazing.
You can't beat it. And it's got this fun score, and it's
totally
really funny, genuinely creepy a lot of the time. I mean, I remember it scaring the shit out of me when I was little, but also like laughing my ass off. Too.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I watched
it's a great comedy
the road.
and a great horror movie.
Across the road from
and
my
not
house,
one thing at the
crossing
expense
back.
of the other.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking about
No.
Yeah, it's so good. If you've never seen Return of the Living Dead, you have to see it. It's so good.
The greatest.
It's wonderful.
And James Karen, it's a remarkable performance.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
I love everybody in that movie.
Everyone's
so
great. Clue
good.
Gulager, amazing. Tom Matthews is awesome.
Yeah.
I just watched him, and Athena and I watched a bunch of Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Just because it was easily accessible. And like, there we go. And so we kind of did the Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah.
Obviously Tom Matthews was the
New Blood. Revisit it.
we did.
Yeah.
Well, I got about halfway through and I passed out.
Oh, it's great.
Too tired.
I love that movie.
I have more time for it now.
I don't know. I thought it's so much fun for me. I don't know why.
That's the one with the telekinetic girl versus Jason. It's so much better than
its Reputation.
than the one before it. Two
Manhattan?
before it. No. Sorry. Part
5. A New Beginning.
Yeah.
Where it's
well,
not
that one's
him.
just so strange.
Yeah, where it's not him,
doesn't...
where it's Tommy Jarvis in like a mental institution and some guy pretending to be Jason. It's obviously they were like, because at the end of final chapter, you're supposed to think, well, maybe now Tommy Jarvis is going to be the new, it's going to be Tommy instead of Jason.
Right. Yeah.
And they still hadn't decided by the time they needed to make the next movie, so they're like, well, I don't know, nobody.
The paramedic man.
It sucks so bad.
It really does.
And then we're like, oh, fuck it, Jason's a zombie. Bring him back. There's a lightning rod. And so then versus Telekinetic Girl, not bad. Not bad. I'm only halfway through. I'll finish it up. But
it's fun.
I've been too hard on it in the past.
In particular.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of being too hard on something in the past, I revisited a movie that I saw in high school and didn't think basically anything of it. I just saw it and was like, that's a dumb movie, and moved on. But I revisited the Rage Carrie 2.
Oh.
And I'm leaning in fucking hard on this movie. It is great. It is so good. And I don't know why it gets so shat on. It's super 90s. There is a couple scenes of questionable acting and writing. But overall, as far as the sequel goes, and go with me here for a second. In today's climate, I watched the Rage Carrie 2, and I know this is a jump, but right around the time of like the Kavanaugh stuff going down in America.
Yeah.
And the Rage Carrie 2 is so surprisingly a portrait of that kind of douchebag. It is so much about like white assholes in like high school and college who are like fucking being idiots, and like they're banging these chicks and like then dumping them so they can have a game to see who scores the most points. And then the only thing they're worried about when things go sour in this movie is like, am I going to be able to get a job if this comes out? Or like, how's this going to affect my job and like going to college and shit? And I was just like so struck by how this movie is using that kind of thing to like frame this like sequel to Carry On, that I was like really affected at the end of the movie when it comes time for her to be like just do exactly what happened in the first movie. The worst thing about this movie is that it's one of those sequels like it happened again to somebody, but but I really felt like I felt like angry at the end of the movie when things kind of turned on her, and I think this movie's way underrated. I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
I know that I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I will check it out.
There's a few scenes, like, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But I
don't need my horror movies to be perfect.
I really came away from it being like, this deserves at least a second look from people, because it was a movie that I watched and was like, oh, yeah, whatever, some movie, and throw it in the bin of my memory or whatever. But I think it's really good. It's directed by, what's her name? Kat Shee. And she did like a lot of low budget stuff. She did a movie called Strip to Kill. So she kind of comes from like the low budget genre.
Right.
But she's doing like a really like 90s thing with the direction, which I could see putting some people off. But I don't know. I really came away from it being like this. They were trying to like get into the idea of these like toxic, disgusting guys in like 1999. When like it was obviously happening, but we weren't talking about it as much as right now. So I was really struck by it in that way. So and it's also super entertaining, I thought. So
other than that, like time and place piece, is it like the same story though?
It's it's very like
that's not a bad thing.
Oh, somebody related to the people in the first movie is now in the same position where like they go to high school and nobody likes her and they're gonna prank her and da. So it is very like it is one of those movies where it's like the original movie, but now with a new person.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a cool. Then, like, I mean, to go back to Pet Sematary or whatever. Like, I mean, it's kind of cool to take a movie that's a good movie and you know, bring it up to. I think
it works as well as it can here. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's deserving of a second look. The Rage Carrie 2.
I am, I'm curious enough to check it out.
Yeah.
You know
what else of you guys have you been watching?
Oh, I don't know, some stuff.
Nice.
I've been watching the Friday the 13th, and it was just Canadian Thanksgiving, so of course I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and had the best time.
Tried to fight back some tears.
Yeah,
as I do every time I watch that movie.
Yeah, I like me. My wife likes me.
Yeah.
I had a rewatch something I have not seen since it was in theaters, which I greatly enjoyed. But now it's been like almost 10 years, which I was like, that's crazy. And so I had a rewatch of Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, I've been thinking about rewatching that.
Yeah,
because it's on Netflix. It's always there.
I'm just sitting. I'm like, the movie's fine. And I'm like, is it still fine? Maybe it was just like, did I just have fun in the theater? I gotta know. I'm a big Sam Raimi fan.
Yeah,
and it's like the only Sam Raimi.
I remember it being a blast.
Yeah, I've even seen For Love of the Game more than once. So I should probably check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Athena and I did a little rewatcheroo on the old Drag Me to Hell, and let me tell you, still fucking great.
Nice.
Alison Lohman just carries that thing like a fucking champ. She's so good. And it's just got this pace that's so great. It's such a ride all the time. Something's always happening. And it's super funny, but all the scares really work. And I always have a big appreciation of horror movies that are like, let's do something in broad daylight.
Yeah.
So good. She has an episode after she's been cursed where it's like middle of the day. The original Halloween's good for that, too. Yeah. Jason just standing there in the backyard just like a fucking psycho during the daytime. You fucking kidding me? You're never safe. So, it's just got this great pace. All the stuff with her work, trying to get the promotion, and the guy who's vying for it as well. I can't think of his name on top of my head. Man, he's so funny. He's in a ton of shit, but hold on. Where are you? I'm going to get your name, buddy, because it's worthwhile saying it out loud. I'm stalling for time. Reggie Lee plays Stu, who's also going for the assistant manager job.
Yeah.
Right. David Paymer's their boss, and he's just like sucking up in like, the worst kind of ways. And, like, he's so good. It's amazing. It's great comic relief. It's fucking awesome. Top to bottom, great performances. It looks awesome. The ending is fucking amazing. It's so great.
The ending is so good.
Yeah, and Justin Long is terrific in it too.
Yeah.
He seems to have faded away, which is weird. I like Justin Long. But yeah, totally worth your time. Rewatch it. It's Halloween. This is a great, like, super fun one. It fucking cooks along. It is fast as shit. It's like an hour and a half. Like, get into it.
Totally. I love coming here and just getting a list of things to watch. Like, I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and it's just like, fuck, man. You guys watch so many goddamn movies.
Yeah. So great. Really quick, speaking of things to watch, I checked in on a movie that I feel like got some good reviews and some good buzz, but that I think is worthwhile. It might be worth putting on a list. It's called Hearts Beat Loud, and it stars Nick Offerman. It also has Toni Collette and Ted Danson.
I wanted to see that so badly.
And it's about this guy who owns a record store, and it's like closing up because nobody buys records anymore, and so he is going to try and start to like do some music with his daughter because she's going away to college, and he's like an ex-musician, and it's just this like movie about this guy who's trying to like have this connection with his daughter, and he's like sad that his store is closing, and his friend Ted Danson is a bartender, and I was like, I'm here for this. I love it.
That's amazing.
And it's just a sweet little movie, and it's funny and it's sad, and I thought that it came by all of its sort of like musical references and stuff fairly honestly, and it doesn't lean too hard into that. Like there's definitely some stuff, like there's a scene where Nick Offerman's just like playing his guitar and like joking around. He starts singing "Ocean Man" by Ween, and I was like, "Hey, I love that song."
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Ocean Man.
Yeah, and so
That's a great
there's
song.
enough of that. There
Ocean
is some
Man.
like this record, "You're Gonna Love This" by Animal Collective and stuff. And there's a little bit of that kind of like somebody wanted to let everyone know they knew what to know, but it didn't bother me. I thought it was a really sweet movie. It's worth checking out.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It's a good like weeknight watch. Hearts beat loud.
Cool.
Yeah, and Nick Offerman's really good in it.
I've been watching a lot of BoJack Horseman. The new
Oh,
season
man.
came out.
So
I need
good.
to get into that show so
And
bad.
There's nothing better on television. So one of my pet projects is I'm mentally ill, and I have a pet project around that. And I don't know that there's a better show or piece of music or any art that expresses what mental illness is better than BoJack Horseman. Like it's fucking wild.
The new season that's a show that Emma started watching without me, and I kind of came in around season 2 and just sort of the last season or two I've seen almost every episode of, but the first 2 I'm kind of spotty with. But I thought like the last season I just couldn't. Whenever she had it on, I couldn't like tear myself away from it.
Was it the fourth? This is the 5th season.
Yeah,
now?
I think it's 4th or 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, I blank out a little bit, but the 4th season was magnificent.
Yeah.
Like seriously high art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And the voice work is great. It's funny. It's poignant, and it expresses that world of pain and suffering.
Yeah.
in a way that I've never seen anybody do that well, especially anthropomorphic horse.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Totally.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Definitely.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get started on it for ages.
Yeah.
Do it up.
Yeah, but I'm craving something of thoughtful animation now that I have no more Final Space to watch. So,
I keep thinking it's called Future Space.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Final Space? Oh boy, I love it.
It's good. I've still only watched like a handful of episodes.
Yeah.
But I liked what I saw.
And I feel like you got to give it some
Yeah.
time. It's like first episode, I was like, meh, but it was only 20 minutes, so I guess I'll watch the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And I
remember
was
you
like,
talking about this on the show. Yeah, of course. Yes.
Like around the third episode, I'm like, I like this.
Yeah.
Then like the 6th episode, I'm like, fuck, I really like this.
Yeah.
And then it was over, and I was sad. Like, it was so good. It was so good. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my pitch again on that show.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll trade you.
I need to talk to somebody, man. My buddy
Nice.
Mark Riley watched it though. He loved it too. He knows.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'll watch BoJack. I need to.
Totally. It's good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Can I tell you guys a story?
Yes.
Great. So,
Okay. Yeah, I want to hear
I
this.
just moved,
Yes.
which was nuts, and we're in the midst of. I'm almost done, but there's unpacking to do, as we can see. So it is Halloween. It's October, and I thought I'd tell you the story of the terrible bear. So the place I moved out of, it was an unexpected move, but that's okay. Everything worked out. My new place is better. And I was only in that place, the old place, for a year and a half. When I moved in, I was arranging stuff and putting things away, and I noticed in the master bedroom closet, the closet it follows it's a long closet in a sense, but the ceiling slopes down.
Yeah.
It follows the line of the roof.
Oh, okay.
Right? So the closet like thins out to a fine point.
Yeah.
And so I was, and it's also weirdly wallpapered inside. There's no wallpaper in the house, except all of the closets have different type of wallpaper.
God.
Every single one.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, in this wallpapered closet that narrows down to a fine point, I noticed something like shoved into the fine point that I need a flashlight to see. And it's a very worn, very battered looking teddy bear shoved into the crevices of this wall.
Not creepy at all.
Extremely creepy. And I looked at it and I'm like, well, that's fucking horrible. And I would really have to climb in there to get it too. But then I thought,
Never come out.
I don't think I should move this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of horror movies.
This could be holding in the spirits.
100%. Like if it's a horror movie, And I take it out and get rid of it. 6 months later, I'm standing in a dump looking for it. Where's the bear? My life is cursed. I need the bear. It wants the bear back. So I left the bear, and I never mentioned it to my wife.
Wow.
And then I forgot about the bear. And then there were definitely odd things about the house here and there and stuff. Mostly like kind of drawn to my attention from my daughter. My wife was out of town, and so I was putting she's 2 and change. We've probably heard her on the show before. So I'm putting Zoe to bed, and I'm in her little toddler bed with her, and just going to sleep. Lights are out, and then she starts telling me, is the ghost coming, Daddy?
Oh God.
Is the monster coming? I'm like, what monster? She's like, the white monster.
Oh God.
I'm like, what? And the arm hair is whoosh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the white monster? She's like, it's over there. And I'm like, where is it? She's like, points towards kind of the corner of her room or towards her closet a bit. She's like, there.
Oh my God.
It's over there. You're not going to let the white monster take me, are you, Daddy?
Jesus.
And I know. And I'm like, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
And then she's like, it's coming.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm right here. And then I was like, okay. And then she's asleep. And I'm like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
There were some glowing things in the room. Like maybe she's looking at the glowing things.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. So when we find out that we're going to have to move, we also find out that that someone did die in our bedroom.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Holy
off.
shit.
Right? Okay. So.
Yeah.
So that's,
How does that come up?
Huh?
How does that come up?
It just came up in conversation with, why we were moving out, blah, 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 and also, anyway. And I'd heard a couple of the neighbors mentioning it, but I kind of wasn't sure if they meant our place or if they knew what they were talking about.
Oh, my
anyway,
God.
definitely someone died there. So we're getting ready to move out, and I was like getting stuff out and was packing. And I looked in the closet, and there was a bear there. And I was like, all right, you. Well, bye.
Yeah.
You're staying here. And then I told my wife about the bear. And she was like, what? Anyway, it was best that I left it alone. So, moved out. I hired movers, which I highly recommend.
Yeah.
And moved everything out. Except for some cleaning had to be done and a couple of things that, whatever, I left behind in the basement. So we move out last Thursday, and as I leave the place, I open all of the windows so it can air out for the next tenant, nice neutral smell, and just whatever, help with the cleaning, a nice fresh. Anyway, so and these now open windows through the entire house for days. I go back there on a Tuesday to clean out the rest of the stuff in the basement. I walk inside. I'm not inside more than 4 minutes, and I hear our master bedroom door up on the side. I'm in the basement. I can hear it slams so aggressively I can hear it in the basement. 2 floors up, our door whale shut. Now,
wait, this is
the room with the bear.
the room. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. These windows have been open for 5 days. Like the draft would close the door, right?
Yeah.
But no, and it had rained, all kinds of stuff. This could have blown this door down, closed
at any
it
number
at
of
any
moments.
time. Also, not a windy day last Tuesday, even a little bit, but it shook the hinges,
Get outta
slammed
here,
that
Greg.
fucking
Yeah.
and it was just
Go to
like
riddance.
I was like, what the fuck? I thought someone was in the house. Like I
Yeah.
thought, is the owner here? And I'll go tell him I'm cleaning. And I got upstairs. I'm like, fuck me, did that come from the second floor? And then I went up the stairs and looked, and there's the master bedroom slammed shut, which I had heard it do on a occasion with the windows open.
Yeah.
But whammy. And then here at the new place, it was second day here, first day here, playing with my daughter on the second floor. And she's inside her tent, her little kid tent, and then she comes out of it and she's like, there's no ghosts here, Daddy. And I was like, oh yeah? And she's like, nope. And I was like, was there a ghost at the old house? And she goes, yeah. And then separately, 2 days later, she tells my wife, she tells Athena, there's no ghost here, Mommy.
Jesus Christ.
So happy Halloween.
Oh my God.
Look in your closet.
yeah.
I don't know.
Little
I don't know
bear.
if the moral of the story is leave the bear
Or
remove
don't,
the bear. I think it would have been worse if I'd moved the
I
bear.
think so.
I would appreciate listener feedback.
Unless it was slamming the door because it was like, all I wanted you to do was move
get
the
this
bear.
fucking bear out of here.
All the horror movies that you've seen, and you went upstairs to check on the fucking door as well.
It was the middle of the day.
I don't care.
Yeah, just like I said, though, the audacity of the day haunting.
You're not safe.
You're not safe. You'll never be safe.
Yeah. Oh my God.
From the horrible bear.
Unbelievable.
That is a great story.
It's wild, right?
I don't know.
I've
never had anything that involved. Yeah. The worst thing that I ever had was my brother was out at like a drive-in, and when I first moved to the house that we used to live at, and I was falling asleep and a door slammed shut. I think my door slammed shut, or I heard knocking on the door, and I thought he used to come home and like slam on the door, like "Wake up, you idiot!" Like if he was drunk or something. And I was like, "Oh shit, Jake must be home." And I got up and like nobody was home, so I called him and I was like, "I just woke up hearing you knock on the door. Get the fuck home!" And I made him leave the drive-in. I was like, "I'm not sitting here alone, man. Save me!" Yeah. That's fucking scary.
Yeah,
that is holy shit.
My Halloween story for you.
I feel like, in general, from what I've gathered from people who have kids, that they seem to be more in tune with that kind of
that's what they always say, right?
Who's the man in the corner or some shit?
Yeah,
What?
100%.
Yeah.
You need to get her to draw a picture of the ghost.
Yeah.
And if it's a fucking bear-shaped, you run. You run.
No, because then you're going to get into a scenario where she's like starts drawing everywhere and starts scribbling angrily in the movies.
Right, yeah, that's not good.
Can't stop drawing the monster.
It's going to draw it here.
Yeah.
I didn't move that far away. Not far enough, man.
Yeah. I can travel.
Sure. It's like a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
15.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
some funny shit, though.
Unbelievable.
It was something.
Yeah. Kids. Yeah. And bears. They had bear things shoved in the corner. The wallpaper is so
bizarre.
Is that a thing people used to do? Like, wallpaper my
the inside of the closets? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I sort of liked it. I thought it was kind of kitschy.
Yeah.
And sort of, I don't
know.
Until there's a
monster.
Well, now you want to know what's underneath that goddamn
the
wallpaper.
White monster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not walking home tonight.
You can stay here?
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the bus. I'll wait for the number 8.
Just ask my kid if there's a ghost and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good.
All right.
So that's my story.
Should we get to Film Roulette then?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Film Roulette is our weekly segment where the three of us roll a die and the two high rollers get to go see something good. The last time we rolled, I believe it was
I
for...
think Casey was the loser.
The Predator, and Casey was a loser.
Right.
And so Casey's not here to regale us with his losing film, but...
I tell you what, though. I should have prepped you.
Yeah?
So I didn't get a chance to see The Predator because I was moving.
Me either.
Fighting ghosts. Great. Okay. Because with Jamie coming in, I suggested he watch something that I had just watched.
Okay.
And I knew you had watched.
Okay.
And so we can all talk about Mandy.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yes. Because, listen, The Predator, it's a few weeks old. We all know that it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll
catch up with it.
I'll catch up with it. Apparently not great. Good enough.
Totally.
Or something. But
had a lot of promise.
Sure did. But also too many Predator movies at this point.
Yeah,
you can't make The Predator scary anymore.
Yeah.
We're too familiar with it. Too familiar.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Sweet. Well, then we'll talk about Mandy.
Yeah.
And then I have a small movie that, because I didn't see Predator, I was like, well, I'll go to the theater and I'll see something that maybe is more of a gamble.
Right.
In the idea that maybe it could be kind of like a punishment for not seeing the Predator.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about that after we talk about Mandy very briefly.
Okay.
So,
so Mandy is the new film from Panos Cosmatos.
yes.
His second film. First one was Beyond the Black Rainbow, which was
a wild movie.
crazy.
Yeah.
Movie's nuts.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Jamie?
No, I did not, but I remember you guys talking about it.
Okay, fair enough. Visually outstanding.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It's
I
a
liked
really
how
weird one.
challenging it was.
Yeah.
I loved how it looked. I loved the soundtrack. It was such a unique experience. Like, fucking right on. I don't really know what I watched.
Yeah.
But I know I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I like a good, it's not like someone else's movie, so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was in
2013?
2010.
10? Get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
So this is
That
8
long
years
ago?
later that he's back with Mandy. starring Nicolas Cage, among others. So kind of back 8 years later, a bigger star.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit bigger of a release because this went more wide to theaters and stuff.
A more straight, well, I don't know, but
straight. Did you guys talk about Black Rainbow on the show then?
Yeah, we did.
Have years ago.
You must have. Yeah,
like, I think a couple times here and there, like Greg saw it and then I saw it, and then we kind of
now
back and forth with it a bit.
Crazy.
Yeah, so this movie is about Red and Mandy, who lead a loving and peaceful existence, but when their pine-scented haven is savagely destroyed, Red is catapulted into a phantasmagoric journey filled with bloody vengeance and laced with fire. And there's some interesting actors in here. It was it was also produced by Elijah Wood, and I believe their Spectre Vision label or something. Yeah, so definitely was the talk of film Twitter and cult cinema fans. Everybody had a take on it when it came out, so I'm glad that we're getting to it.
Yeah.
I'm interested, Jamie, in somebody who's just diving into this one.
Yeah.
What your initial...
Had you seen a trailer or anything?
Nothing. No,
you just started the movie.
No, I definitely didn't want to watch a trailer before I started to watch it. I just wanted to watch it, and so little background. Like growing up, I watched horror movies all the time.
Yep.
I'm nowhere near versed, as versed as you guys are, like by any stretch. But I've seen everything that you should see, the big ones on the AFI top 100 gore movie or horror movies list. But I put it on, and it's very you guys describing Black Rainbow, it's that's how I would describe it if you guys hadn't already said that about Black Rainbow. It's definitely not a movie I've seen before. Especially for this genre.
It's funny too because this is definitely more straightforward.
Oh, so much more straightforward than Black Rainbow.
Yeah. I just mean, I mean, like visually though.
He's got a look for sure, and it's
all
great.
The filters and colors.
Yeah.
So I'll play my hand first here.
Okay.
The movie ended. I watched it with Athena, and she was like, "Did you like it as much or more than Black Rainbow?" And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to think for a minute.
Yeah.
And so I thought, and then I went right to bed, and I thought about it a lot the next day and the last couple of days, and I quite liked this movie.
I liked it a lot.
It has its own look. It's definitely playing into 80s stuff, but it has such it's really picked its homage stuff pretty carefully, and it's definitely from someone studied. Yeah. And I like that it's the slow burn at first. Like, this is not spoiling anything, because you find it out from the trailers pretty much. But when you take a step back of how nuts this movie is, where it's got, future Christian cult members, some kind of fucked up, I don't know what, biker gang.
Zombie monster biker gang.
And by the end of the movie, more than half of the cast is on acid.
Yeah.
And there's a chainsaw fight.
Yeah.
So much fire.
Yeah.
And
there's a tiger?
Yeah, there's a tiger too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I came away from it like I really enjoyed watching it. I really enjoyed looking at it, and I had a really good time just taking it all in. I do think that in the step towards being a bit more of like a accessible movie, it kind of takes a little bit of a step towards like, well, it is just another movie about a guy who's got to his wife is murdered, revenge movie. But that's fine. It sucks that that's the story for all these things, and I get that criticism of the movie and don't deny
100%,
it. But I also am like, but also it looked really great, and I just loved soaking it
insane, and it did things that I've not seen before. And
you sort of glossed over. I mean, the biker gang. I know you said it's weird, but it's exceptionally fucking weird.
Yeah. I imagine when I'll watch it again, because I definitely will, and perhaps I'll be able to delve more deeply into the metaphors and what we're looking at here as far as love and loss, and maybe in the contrast of differing ideas.
Yeah.
But on its face, where you don't delve into it, it's this fucking bananas movie with like Hellraiser fucking biker gang
bikers
on a fucking 4-wheeler.
I
and
like
everyone's on acid.
Yeah.
Like really strong
Two
acid.
guys are on acid and have a fucking chainsaw fight. Chainsaw fight.
I like a movie that, you know, is very often presenting me with the reaction of like, okay, this now. And this movie does that, which kept me entertained. Like, okay, now it's the Cult, and he's got an album, I guess, and I'll hear the song.
That was so good.
Or like, and then now it's the bikers, okay, and I guess they're gonna have acid now.
Now here's Bill Duke.
Yeah,
and you're like, fucking hey, Bill Duke, let's make a sword.
Yeah.
How great was it though when he's just like, I'm here to pick up the Reaper, and you know, he takes the Reaper and he's like, I got something else you might want. And it's like fucking arrows. It's like, you want fucking arrows.
Yeah, they go with this. It's part of the deal. No.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie where I was like, when I saw everybody coming out and saying like whether they loved it or hated it or whatever, I was like,
it was really divisive.
It was very divisive. Yeah, there were like, it was one of those movies where everybody was on it, and then it came out on a more wide release, and then there was all the like takes in the opposite direction of like, this is fucking film bro wankery bullshit.
Oh, and people were like artsy fartsy nonsense.
Yeah, or like it's just dudes like whacking it to their Carpenter scores and stuff, and it's like fine, but I also was just like, I just enjoyed it, and the Cheddar Goblin.
Enjoy a crazy movie.
Okay,
the Cheddar Goblin.
Let's talk about the Cheddar Goblin vomiting mac and cheese all over the children.
And they love it.
That's
they
splendid.
love it.
For a very, very brief millisecond, when the commercial started, I was like, "Is this a real?"
It's done well. At first, it's pretty really solid. Good. And they're watching Man Beast. Yeah. There's a lot of great homage to like trash. You know, or not trash, but just your video shelf filler movies, you know, and that's what a lot of this is. Like, you got a great little, there's in the chainsaw fight, you get a great nod to both Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Phantasm 2. You've got they're watching Man Beast, which is there. You've got a couple of obvious like Evil Dead nods going on. You've got Hellraiser going on. You've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre going on. There's like a lot of fun, but none of it is like, and now we're doing this. It's just like a nice mishmash of cultivated 80s knowledge.
Yeah, of the movies that do the 80s thing, I would much rather it be this kind of like, you know, totally out there mishmash than like the really sort of simple and straightforward ones that are just like, and then we put a synth score on top, or like, and then it's just like the kids are on bikes, so it'll make you think of Amblin, or like where it's just a sort of like, oh, like there's a movie called like Summer of '84 out right now that I've been meaning to watch, but it does kind of seem like it'll be that,
or like Turbo Kid,
or
which it was a chore, because I'm like, and it's like, this doesn't feel right either, because the references are off, and I don't know.
This at least is more along the lines of like, I don't know, I don't want to say Tarantino, but like the idea of like, I'm gonna take some very like blatantly obvious things from other things, but it's okay because like they're being put together in a way that is at least interesting to me anyway. So when I watched this movie, I was like, it's wild and out there and fun, and I was just excited like to watch it, how it looked, and see what was going to happen next.
What about Nick Cage?
He's great in it.
He's pretty great, right?
I thought he was great in it.
Drinking the toilet vodka there.
Oh fuck, that scene was awesome.
Just having a great Nick Cage moment.
But it was like crazy Nick Cage, but like with focus. Because I thought that scene was actually really good. Like it's nuts, but it's like he's not wearing pants, and the vodka and the screaming and stuff. But
it felt like it was just like nobody else could do that.
What else do you do when you've experienced what just fucking happened to him? You know,
fair enough.
So he drinks a bottle of vodka and does a bunch of acid and goes on a crazy revenge fucking. But like, what the fuck, man? Like, you know, you don't get movies like this too much.
And a heap of cocaine as well.
Crazy amount of cocaine. Like, it's like so fucked. Like, there's so much. You don't get movies like this. Please enjoy your life and go and like watch these movies. It's more fun to get into these things.
I would also say that Andrea Riseborough as Mandy is like, I almost thought like maybe even a better performance. Like Nick Cage is amazing she is
hypnotic.
Great in this movie.
Her eye, like was that visual effect on her eyes, like when she's walking by the van and stuff like that? Like they made her look like a oh god, like a Coraline doll almost. You know what I mean? Like with the button.
There's
eyes.
a lot of little weird trickery. Like the whole thing is kind of an acid trip that's sort of playing with you the whole time.
And she was almost the kind of performance where like she disappeared into the role. It wasn't until like after the movie that I looked her up and I was like, oh, I've seen her in like lots of other movies.
Athena and I could put it together. I'm like, oh fuck, she was in Battle of the Sexes.
Yeah, and Nocturnal Animals, Never Let Me Go, Oblivion, like tons of big movies.
Great, really good actress. Yeah, really good.
So what kind of budget do they have to work with on a film like this? Like this is like
Batman's dad was the cult leader.
Oh yeah.
Thomas Wayne from the Chris Nolan trilogy.
Oh wow, okay.
Was the cult leader.
Ned Dennehy? No, Linus Roche?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and also the guy with the tiger.
Yeah.
He played Joe Cool, the killer of Batman's parents in the Chris Nolan trilogy.
Well, holy shit.
Yeah.
I feel like the budget of this must have been like it must have been $1 million. I don't know.
Yeah, $1 million or $2 million. Like a lot. Because you don't need a lot to do this.
Yeah, it looked great.
You got a really good cinematographer, and there's a look you want.
Yeah,
you go get it, man. It's pretty good. I thought fine. I won't see a movie this unique the rest of October as I watch all kinds of crazy junk.
Yeah,
it's because it didn't feel like some derivative slop like Turbo Kid.
Yeah,
and other shit like this.
There's some fucked up dialogue in it, like the knock knock joke that I talked off the top.
Yeah,
but like their relationship is sort of fucked from a dialogue perspective.
Yeah,
when they're talking, hey, I read that book about the galaxy today. Yeah, the thick one.
Whoa, super weird. Yeah,
super weird stuff. Yeah, but once it got into the movie, like once the cult was introduced and you got into the movie, I was in.
Yeah, totally enjoyed it. And we'll definitely watch this again.
Yeah. Totally.
And then think more about it.
Yeah.
This is craziness.
Well, then my counterpoint to that is on the opposite end of the spectrum. I thought because it's the season and fits well with this because it's all kind of horror stuff, I went to the theater and saw a brand new slasher movie called Hellfest.
Oh, I don't even know what the fuck this is.
It's directed by Gregory Plotkin, and it is a movie about a bunch of college-aged people who decide they're going to go to the, like extreme haunted house sort of like fun park, like going to Canada's Wonderland, doing the haunted houses and stuff. They're going to go to the one in their town or whatever that's like the place to go called Hellfest. And, somebody is there killing people. And it stars a bunch of people that I didn't really know too much about. I think they seemed like kind of TV actors or actors from other sort of smaller movies. This is definitely a bit more of an independent, smaller movie, lower budget, the kind of thing that like maybe Blumhouse would put out, but it wasn't put out by them.
Yeah.
And didn't get very good reviews, obviously. But I was just like, I'm going to go to this. Why not? Just because there wasn't really anything else horror related out until Halloween. So we went and watched this movie, my brother and my girlfriend and I, and it starts and I'm like, okay, this like dialogue isn't great. And the characters are pretty annoying. It's a slasher. But then when the movie ended, we were all kind of like, that wasn't awful. That was actually kind of fun. And I ended up liking Hellfest for a very specific reason in that when you get modern slashers, I just feel like they never do it right from the perspective of two things, the characters that you have and then the killer. So in this movie, what it does right is it's a killer. You don't know why they're doing it. You get a bit of resolution at the end, but there's no like reveal. There's no convoluted story as to why they're killing people. It's just something that they're doing, which is a lot of slasher movies do that, but it's nice when that is done. And then the characters I find in a lot of modern slashers are just all fuckheads. Yeah. And you just get a movie full of douche idiots, and then it's okay because they're all going to get murdered.
Yeah.
But this movie, surprisingly wisely, centers their assholes that you want to die around like these two people that are kind of charming. They're not like amazing actors or anything, but there's like a kind of relationship, will they, won't they, with these two characters. And it's nice to have even just a little bit of charm to hinge these idiots that you're like they're the dialogue for the friends are all dumb and they're annoying.
See, all the modern slashers, they do the mistake of just taking all your lambs for slaughter and like and only using the Friday the 13th template of people to be killed.
Exactly.
Because they're all garbage. But Friday the 13th was really lucky because you don't always get a fucking Crispin Glover.
Exactly.
Who's going to do that crazy dance. You know? Or your Corey Feldman or a Kevin Bacon, like, who are, like, helped elevate this nothing. Because what really worked, when you look back at the slashes that are great, if you look at A Nightmare on Elm Street, all those kids are really well defined. And that's a lot of really good acting going on.
Yeah.
Totally. You know, and Nancy's home life is fucked up.
Yeah, and
there's something there to hang your hat
them.
on that's interesting. You know, it isn't just a bunch of garbage people.
Totally.
Same thing with the good sequel. All the good sequels in Nightmare have interesting people,
especially the third one. Yeah,
especially the third one. And then the original Halloween, obviously, Laurie Strode is an interesting character.
There's something there.
Like there's something going on. There's a backstory. And it's Friday the 13th is the only one that just has a bunch of, they can't do anything right and just like running around with boners.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it felt weird to be like, wow, finally a little bit of a brush. It was like a half breath of fresh air because the two characters at the middle of this movie, they're not amazingly defined, but it was like they had this kind of awkward charm to them and like their friends were pushing them together to be like, oh, you guys should date or whatever, but there was kind of like a weird thing going on there, and it was nice that in the sense of the first murder in this movie, which is like pretty fucking brutal, the first murder in Hellfest was somebody that I didn't want to die. I was like, oh no, like you know, and it's not a great.
I hope you did that in the theater.
It's not a great movie, but we had fun with it, and I felt like its charms were small, but they got me through. It could have used some more kills, to be honest. There's some stretches of it where they're just running around the haunted houses, and I'm like, it's a good thing I like haunted houses because I'll watch them run around in it, but I would prefer there to be some more action going on here. But yeah, it's like a 3-star movie, but I got what I wanted out of it. And for it to at least understand that, like, you got to give me something to be charmed by instead of just idiots. I was like, well, at least you knew that movie.
Yeah.
And it does have like a fun little twist at the end that like explains some things, but not too much. It's like nothing brilliant, but yeah, it's Hellfest. When it comes on Netflix, you'll watch it and be like, okay, not bad.
Yeah.
When I expect a lot worse at a mainstream horror in movie theaters than this. So
yeah,
I was at least happy that it wasn't like garbage.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'll watch this when it comes to me.
Yeah, when it's on Netflix, give it a
poster.
Whirl. Yeah.
Hellfest.
Yeah. So we got to do our album then.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So did you listen to any of the album?
I listened to it 3 times.
Oh my God. You're amazing.
I gave Greg and Casey. Casey got off. I guess maybe he already listened to it.
No. Yeah, what an asshole you are, Casey. I had to listen to this fucking record for you.
I hope Charlotte. He listened to it and didn't get a chance to bitch about it. That was the worst punishment.
I was like, Good Charlotte have a new album, and they look very goth on the cover, so let's see what's going on here. Yeah. They played a concert with Dr. Phil on TV or something, and Dr. Phil was all gothed up. Yeah. Go check that out online.
You check it out, Dan Gorman.
Yeah. So what are they up to? I feel like it's been a long time.
The same
you have
dumb
to read
garbage.
That's from the Apple Music webpage.
Oh, yeah.
That's the synopsis of it.
Confronts the opioid crisis.
That's right. The Madden Brothers. The Madden Brothers return their anthemic. I can't even read it.
Their anthemic
garbage.
Yeah.
I hate this fucking band so much. I've always hated them so deeply, and there was nothing worse than when they were on top of the world, and I had to listen to this fucking shit all the time. This dog shit dressed up like punk or something, and they're just Backstreet Boys songs. That's what these are. They're Backstreet Boys songs with guitars.
Yeah,
that is fucking it. Except they're songs about how fucking demented they are.
And is that what this album's like?
More of the same, like, oh, pain and death. I'm like, dude, you're 45. You were 45. What is with this fucking song, okay?
Yeah.
Write me a song about paying your mortgage. Give me an adult song. Like, I mean, this is not the way to deal with any kind of, like, anything emotional or stress or depression related. Like, a 45-year-old still addressing things like he's a fucking teenager? Are you fucking kidding me? Who is this for? No adult is going and be like, me too.
Yeah.
I'm a dumb idiot. I hate this fucking band. I don't, you know what? And I listened to it, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, my brain won't even let me listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what these songs sounded like, because my brain just goes,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's
See,
playing, and I'm
back.
like, I can't retain anything. These garbage lyrics, this nothing. And all I could think was like, this sounds like the Backstreet Boys.
I
Just
go
like their
back
old
to like
shit does.
my 12-year-old, 13-year-old self who loved Guns N' Roses and Glossy Motley Crue and Poison and Warrant and shit.
Right.
And Guns N' Roses I won't quite put in that same category. but nevertheless, so there were a couple parts where I was just like, I was like, do I recognize like the feelings that I'm having like listening to this? Like, and you're right. And it's like, no, I shouldn't recognize. And then when children start singing and there's that psychiatrist call in the one song. It's like, just tell me about your dreams or whatever. Yeah. And it's like a little kid talking.
Yeah.
It's really quite brutal. One song, Dan, you have to listen to it because there's one song.
Yeah.
It is the song called Prayers.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
shit.
a ripoff of the Weezer song.
Which song?
The one about music. The one about all the songs. The songs that we are singing. It's on the Red album.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
It's I don't know the name of the song, but it's on the Red album, and it's the one about music.
Okay.
And it is, the melody is almost completely ripped off.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I mean,
They could have ripped off a better Weezer album.
they could have done
Is
that.
that one of the cruddy ones, the Red album?
Well, there's
The Red
many
one's not so
of them,
good.
but
Which one? When was the Red one?
the red one had
2008.
pork and beans.
Pork
on
and
it.
beans,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, this is 9 songs, and I'm just like, thank God, but sort of strange that they're showing some restraint. I guess.
Oh.
Well, but
I pictured like the gothy cover. In my mind, I was like, okay, they're really gonna lean away from what they used to be, and now they're gonna be like a moody band or like a gothy band.
They were always moody, but in
Yeah.
like a big like party anthem way.
Because I don't understand how you can have the artifice of being punk or whatever the fuck they are, and then have a record that is that slickly produced.
Well,
as well.
it's just like that. All the old stuff too. Overproduced fucking garbage.
Yeah.
The worst. It's like, you know, like how hip hop, older hip hop guys and or people are, don't like the mumble rap and blah blah. It's the same thing. Like when this was coming out, like all punk, whatever. Even if you weren't like full on punk, if you were just like came up in the grunge era, if that was it was like this. What is this fake garbage?
Yeah.
Just,
like even when I was into
I felt sadness for the teenagers. That this was their high school. I felt deep sadness for you.
Even when I was into that kind of music, when this came out, I was like, no, thank you.
Good for
Wow,
you.
Their band,
Good for you. Yeah.
like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Well, if you
like,
do decide to dip in,
no.
What was that? What a bummer if that was your teenage years. Fuck off! You suck.
That's funny.
Benji.
Oh, Benji and Joel. Benji and Joel. I hate your band so much.
Well, how are we going to do a punishment reversal or no? Because the loser's not actually here to give it to us. Maybe we could ask him online and he'll give it to us to listen to. We'll report back next week.
Did he watch this loser
I don't
movie?
know.
Did he listen to this album? I don't know that he's allowed to give me another album.
Should we just get a week off from punishment album then, I guess?
Okay. Maybe. I can't think of a better.
Yeah. Alternative.
Yeah.
Unless you want to listen to the tribute to David Bowie I have saved for
I
someday.
think
God.
you guys should each pick an album that Casey has to listen to and report back on. You should each give him
He has to listen to 2 albums?
He has to listen to one from each of you. Sorry,
All right.
Casey.
Casey's listening to
I'll
the
listen
tribute
to
to
him,
David Bowie. Save her later.
Oh. Yes.
You can cut out my recommendation saying that should be the case.
No, you know what? If we get to do that, I'm going to give Casey the new album by Joan of Arc.
You're the best.
The new one, because there's a new one.
A new one?
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah.
I second
Just that, okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Oh, wonderful. Great time.
All right, well then
That's for making me listen to Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then it's time to roll.
God. have this nice new dice. I don't know where it is, though.
Oh, I got
upstairs.
the old...
We got dice
die
from the museum.
Oh. So this week it's Halloween.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Halloween's
new
coming
Halloween
out.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Loser.
Yeah, what was the one? Psycho Santa?
Yeah. Well, I was like, we need a really shitty slasher movie, and so I found one that looks misguided, and also, why not blend the holidays? Because what's right around the corner as soon as Halloween's done? It's Christmas. So Psycho Santa.
Sweet.
This movie is from 2003, and on IMDb, the plot is unknown at this time. It's been 15 years. We still don't really know.
Oh, my God.
It's got 2.3 out of 10.
Great.
Written and directed by Peter Keir.
Peter
Keir. What else has he done? Wolfica.
What? Wolfica?
Wolfica.
Okay.
Something has come to town, a loop-garoo.
What? Are you talking words?
He's just naming all the IKEA furniture in the room.
A loop-garoo, the locals call it. But John and Jason, on the way into the woods, knew nothing of the gruesome discoveries.
Is this Psycho Santa?
No, I'm reading the Wolfica. Bodies savaged by a beast neither man nor wolf, but possessing the worst qualities of both.
Oh.
Sounds like something you guys have already watched, though.
It's like he's a wolf. He's a mean wolf. He's also racist and lazy. He's late for work.
The toilet seat up.
He doesn't signal when he's changing lanes. All the worst qualities of man.
Yeah.
Well,
I here's...
Jeez.
Psycho Santa, I found the synopsis. Mm-hmm. While en route to a holiday gathering, young Ron teases his wife about the legend of a backwoods Santa with an axe to grind. However, when the legend comes to life, the Christmas bash turns into a holiday bloodbath.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sweet.
Oh, it's an anthology?
Is it?
I just thought I saw something about that. What do these reviews say? Bad movie.
Terrible
very
amateurish
poor.
effort. Will put even most patient of viewers through the paces.
Yeah, very good.
Feels twice as long.
Okay, very good.
Avoid.
Sign me up.
Nope.
I am curious about Wolfica too and their loop-garoo.
It's so weird because that's not on Letterboxd. So
Wolfica?
Yeah.
It's on IMDb.
All right.
Very good.
Well, it's time to roll.
Yeah.
All right. I'm rolling.
And Jamie will roll for Casey.
That's a 7.
It is a 7.
All right. That's a 5.
That's a 5.
Casey.
What do you got for
Here
Casey?
You go. Tried to just put it to a 2. That's a 1.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Psycho Santa for Casey.
Yeah. Great.
Very nice.
I love it.
Yeah. Pretty
I'll see
nice.
Halloween then, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. That'll make Athena happy.
Amazing. So next week we will talk about the new Joan of Arc album. Well, Casey will. And
you and I will sit back and laugh.
and laugh. Casey will be very mad. And we'll talk about Halloween and Psycho Santa.
Mm-hmm.
How should we end? Should we end this? Where can everybody find you, Jamie? Do you have multiple projects that you can plug? We did fully and completely off the top.
Yeah. I recently launched a Patreon campaign for A Show of Strength.
Yes.
And you can find A Show of Strength at www.ashowofstrength.com. And that's my mental health related project that I was talking about earlier.
So good. Amazing. So do that,
And you got a Crazy Eights night coming up, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. There's a big one coming up on the 25th of October. If you're in the Toronto area and you're not celebrating, you're not going to a Halloween party that night, or you can show up in a costume.
Yeah.
And we're doing a big night. Every previous winner of this competitive stand-up comedy night is coming back to redefend, and then we are announcing a headlining comic tomorrow as well. So
nice.
Yeah.
Same host as the last one?
The same host as the last one.
He's terrific.
He is really good.
What's his name?
Yeah, his name is Kyle Bergstresser.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner of this, forget it.
Yeah.
Cut that. Sorry.
Fair enough. Yeah, so you see a bunch of great comics.
Yeah, there's going to be eight comics plus a host plus a headlining comics.
Yeah.
Do the math there. That's 10 comics.
That's 10.
It's 20 bucks to get in.
Smokes.
Comics get paid.
Yeah.
It's a good night. We donate money to.
Where are you doing it?
It's going to be at the Social Capital Theater, which is 154 Danforth Avenue, steps away from Broadview Station.
That's nice.
And your Twitter account is A Show of Strength, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Because if you go there, you'll find, I find that you'll tweet all that stuff out, right? So like, you'll tweet about the night there as well, and on your website, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Sweet. So that's what you need to do, listener. And then we will, as always, see you next Wednesday. We will see you again. Goodbye, Internet.
Leave the bear.
Leave the
there.
Leave it in the corner.